Okie dokie, guys. So I've got my Kraton out right now. This is my Hobbywing motor fan I just put on here, along with this giant heatsink that pretty much wraps all the way around it. It's a great little setup, and it's pretty sufficient, I think. Let me back that off some. Right now I'm using this Hobbywing battery, 5200 50C 4S, 6S car, but I gotta wear down this battery, so that's what I want to do. So that's what I've never run this car on 3S. I don't know if it's recommended or even if it's possible, but I would imagine it is. I don't know if you want to put a 3S battery through that kind of punishment. Maybe not. I don't know. I gotta get one of those. Here it is. If you run one battery, you need this coupler thing. It just completes the circuit. Otherwise, it will not run if you don't have that on. Since that's the only thing really flopping around, it's probably not a good idea to stick that in there, is it? Let me see. Alright. Kinda put that in there. That'll work. Okay. Well, my settings are on descent right now, so let me put it over on Kraton. There we go. Let her rip. Oh, there's a rock right there. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Is you can get rocks in that gear mesh right there. So I don't know if it's worth. You know what? I have a screen. I don't know if you can. There is a little bit of room to put the Velcro on. I don't know if that'll help too much. The whole ass end of this is open. They might make something for that. I know they make these guards for, I think RPM or somebody makes the guards for the rear axles. So here we go for us, the Kraton. I was into it, making some changes, so ooh, that's some brakes, huh? Yeah, I still haven't got my my shims for my diffs. I'm still waiting on those, but it's not gonna. I don't believe I'll kill the car if I don't in the first couple of runs. The car is supposed to be ready to run, and if you're chewing gears up, then I think that's Arrma's fault, and they should be responsible for it. I mean, am I wrong? They're telling you to go bash this thing. Do it. This thing's built for it. It can take it, is what they're saying. Their whole motto. So if you do that and you're stripping gears, they're responsible. There's a 2-year electronics warranty on this, and that should extend to the diffs. Unless they want to get in there and shim them up. They're going to say, oh, it's, regular run, they loosen up, and that's true. But not after 2 weeks, unless you're using it every single day for hours on end. So today I had to get into this, and the last time I ran this, I bent my front right shock shaft. No, sorry, left. And I ordered 2 new ones from eBay. I finally did it and added eBay to my list of credit card or debit card recipients, because there's just too many things that they have for these cars, especially stuff that people make, Basher Queen, people like that make legit upgrades for these things, and you got to get them there. I probably shouldn't have this miles away. If I'm filming, you won't be able to see me. I think I'm gonna go on the other side. The sun is, you should have the sun behind you if you're filming. That way the lighting will be right. Otherwise the camera's struggling to compensate for the light, the light of the sun. So I'm hoping that from over here, although I can't see anything from here. I don't know if this is any better. Where am I? There I am. So yeah, I bent my shock shaft. I pulled all that out of there. I rolled my shock shaft, hammered it straight, put it back together. It's not leaking. This thing is awesome. It makes these jumps seem effortless. Oh, brakes are a touch hard. I'm gonna have to calm those down some. I've never messed with the ESC settings. I want to hit this. So Stu says my adjustable servo savers for my two 6S cars will be in Wednesday. So by next session, with Stu anyway, I don't wait for Stu to drive my cars. I drive them during the week when he's not around. Right now I'm in his town. Ooh, I'm in Geneva because I had to pass through dropping my daughter off at her mother's, and this is right on the way home, so I brought my cars along, even though I went out just yesterday. Can't waste a nice day like this. If you do, you're a fool. So next time I come out here, though, I'm gonna bring my mountain bike and play around a little bit. I can do it out here and not have an audience. At the other place, there's a million people around to watch you if you biff, and I don't want to biff in front of a bunch of people. And I'm not talking about my car. I'll biff my car in front of people, but I don't want to wipe out on my bike hitting one of these jumps. I watched somebody do that, and they really ate it too. It was like, oh, they hit hard, and it was it was hard to watch, actually. I was very sad for him because he had nobody with him. He was just all by himself to like wallow in his embarrassment and shame and pain. Ooh. I almost didn't have enough to pull out of that. I need, you know, I gotta mess with my throttle a little bit on my remote control, making sure the power is earlier on in the squeeze. You know, I like that about these kind of little bit upgraded remotes is you can adjust where the power is in the squeeze. That's a beautiful thing. You know, out of the box, it's pretty good, so you don't have to mess with stuff. But if you did, it's there. The option is there. Oh, the gnats found me. They're here. Oh, God. I'm so glad this thing came down right. Looked like it was going to land goofy and I was going to knock one of those pillow balls out of there. Oh, see, I didn't have the power in the throttle right there to pull out of that. I mean, I did. It landed on its wheels, but not well. But it's a beast of a car. So yeah, the shock fix was fairly simple, and I was kind of thinking about it. I don't know. I bought two of the shock rods, the pistons, for $8. $8, right? So that's almost 10. And a set of the whole, two of the front shocks are 26. So I kind of messed up. I mean, I could have spent a little bit more and got the whole thing. You know? I don't know. And what I should have done is bought a titanium one instead of buying the same thing. But, you know, sometimes you just have to fix stuff. That's just the name of the game. Ooh, I was going a little bit to the right for some reason. Ooh, did you see those shocks? Those are nice. So yeah, fixing a bent shock shaft is fairly simple. Ideally, you want a nice steel bar and a hammer, and you just roll the shock shaft under your finger and hammer down the high spot on top of the steel shaft, the steel, whatever steel bar you have. A nice piece of, you know, an I-beam, something like that. If you can find just any nice hard piece of flat metal, and just tap the high spot down until it's as flat as you can get it. Not too hard. You don't want to put little dings in it. You want to make sure that your hammer is nice and smooth. It doesn't have a bunch of crap on it, and it hasn't, you know, beaten 1,000 nails into the earth. Or you want it a fairly nice, smooth hammerhead, because any little dings could go onto the shaft and create an oil leak problem. I wanted to get some speed. Let's hit this jump over here. That clears the whole hill pretty simply. pretty simply. And I could run this, actually I run all the cars way out there. The big old wheels don't want to turn in the grass though. So that's flat out. It's not too fast. But it's not too slow either. And it is only 4S. Yeah, the Mojave will do that too. This thing is just whoop, whoop, whoop. I love the shocks on this thing, man. It's really nice and plush. This thing, man. I'm so glad that people are so, fickle with their RCs, and, if they're not totally in love with it, they get rid of it. This thing, he bought it and then sold it. Come on. He bought it. It was brand new, man. So somebody's trying to buy my Vortex on Facebook Marketplace. I've got it up for $250, and he's asking my lowest price. And you know what? I'm saying my lowest price is $250. I mean, I like that car, and I can't replace it for $250. I can't get something that's the equivalent for $250. Now I could use the cash towards something big like this. I could find another one of these big boys I like, and I might do that. I just feel sad to say goodbye to the Vortex. You know what I'm saying? You get a soft spot for them. Like my Sentin, the only reason I sold the Sentin is because I had 2 of them. I bought one for my daughter, and she's not into it. So I sold mine. Because it was older. It was in worse shape. It was more decked out though. Had a Max 10 in it. I imagine it still does. And that's why the kid bought it. He wanted that ESC and motor. Well, who doesn't like a short course car, man? Those cars are awesome. This doesn't have a whole lot of go on 4S, but I think this pinion is only like a 14 or 15, something like that. Not anything big. So that makes sense. I think it's a 120 amp ESC or a 150. So, does anybody out there have any experience with 6S cars? And how do you run yours? What do you like? Any upgrades, bumper kits, things like that? That's what I am investing in this car, is steering and bumpers, skid plates. Yeah, I am a Kraton fan. Yes, sir. I see what it's all about. So, now, this is the first proper time, really. I've had that motor fan on there the last time I ran it, but it was kind of loose. The heatsink was loose. It wasn't making good contact with the motor. So it really wasn't being any help to the motor and keeping it cool if it's not making contact with it. So I opened it back up and squeezed it on there a little bit better. While I did that though, I managed to strip out the freaking motor mount screw. Yeah, and I wish I had that on camera, drilling that out. I had to go to Ace and buy I thought that I was going to be able to extract the thing. I was wrong. I wound up just screwing, I wound up drilling the head right off the thing, and that left the screw sticking up. So I still wasn't able to slide the motor mount out. What I did, I first tried to break the screw with a pair of needle nose pliers, just wiggling that screw back and forth, hoping to break it off. But in the end, that didn't work. I wound up taking a screwdriver, putting it on the edge of the screw and hammering it down until I could slide the motor mount out. And it barely came out. Once I got that all done though, I realized I had bent the motor mount and I couldn't slide it back in there, so I had to bend the motor mount back into place in order to slide the motor back on. It was a real pain in the ass, but I pulled it off. Yeah, that's flat out, and that's not a lot. Alright guys, let's give the motor a little feely feel. Back up somehow. Hope I'm still aimed at it. There we go, huh? Let's see. I gotta see. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Alright. I hear 2 fans running, so it's still going. Nice. Yeah, hot, but not overly. And the fan's still working good. And these tires, I think they lost some of their suppleness, or their spongeability already. They should be, kind of tight with they use a lot of. Anyway, I got the car used, so there's bound to be a few things that have degraded. So yeah, I'm a fan of the servo. I like the servo. It's a good servo. The servo saver is the only weak point. And checking my gear mesh, it's a little tight. Ooh, that's not super hot. It's not like, but I think, well, the shaft is bound to be hot because the motor's hot. But I think my mesh is a little too tight. I'm thinking I might have to back it off a little bit. But yeah, that's a small pinion. It's like a 13 or something. So you don't get ridiculous speeds with a pinion that size. And again, that's not what I'm looking to achieve. I don't want speeds. I want to climb hills. I want to jump. I want enough speed to pull out of a nosedive, basically. But I don't know. I think doing 360s in the air is kind of overrated, because you're always going to want to get one more, and all the while you're just destroying your gears. So that's not my thing. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to repair gears in my cars. I'm lucky to have this thing, so I'm going to drive it, with a little bit of stank, but nothing that's gonna nothing that's gonna put it in life-harrowing jeopardy. Okay, like and subscribe if you found value in this video, my friends. Take it easy.